So we're back with another Trade Legends podcast, and we have another fantastic guest on today, and it is Gemma. I'll let you say your surname.
Growl.
I knew what it was, but knowing me, especially with these teeth, I would have said it completely wrong. So I'm really glad to have you on. Obviously, when did I speak to you about it? A couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, it was only a couple of weeks ago.
So we've got you on. I'm really glad to have you on because you are the first person to do probably the trade that you do. We've had other people on that do something similar-ish. Yeah. I think your work is completely unique to what we've had on before. And what we like to do on the podcast is I like to sort of get you to take us back to, not like 3 years old and I had a paintbrush or I did this and, but just give us some context to how you came to be doing what you're doing now and give us a sort of like a little journey through the timeline of, I left school, I went to art college like this one did over here, or university or whatever it is, and just give people some context as to, because people see you now on social media and they sort of can see your work and stuff like that. But
how did it start?
I feel like, you talk to loads of different people on social media, don't you? And you have conversations with people, but people don't really get to know you or how you sort of came on your journey. So we always like to get into it a little bit like that. So if you take us back.
So I did paint when I was at school, did it for my A-levels, and everyone told me how good I was. My dad and my granddad painted as well, so I think that's
Did you get an A star?
Yes. But yeah, I think because everyone was then telling me to do art because they could see I was good at it, I was like, nope, I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to do PE instead. And I just wanted to go down like the sport route instead. But then when it came to choosing my uni course, I ended up doing leisure and tourism management.
I don't
know.
It's funny that you should say this though, because I was on course to get an A in GCSE art, and at the last minute I thought, I'm going to do IT. Computers are the future. And I got a D. And you think, how would you go from there to there to... I
think with me it was just because I was being told to. I was like, no, I'm going to rebel against everyone.
Okay. So leisure and
tourism management.
Is that still a thing? Because at one point that was quite popular, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was when everyone wanted to be like an air hostess or around that sort of time.
And what does it even involve?
I don't even know what I did. I think I was just drunk most of the time. But yeah, I did actually end up getting a job at a golf club when I came out of uni, so it was quite relevant.
So leisure and tourism wasn't at college, it was at uni?
Yeah, that was uni.
Yeah, and college was the
that
PE?
Was the, PE and art as well I did. But I got a job at a golf club, worked in like the gym, sales manager there for like 8 years.
Which one's that? Is it?
The Warwickshire Golf Club.
Oh yeah.
So I did love it there, but then it was when we went into lockdown, I just thought, I'll start painting again while I'm at home bored. So just started doing some small little paintings on canvases and then made a little Instagram page and just thought, I'll start putting them up, see if there's any interest. Yeah. And I ended up just selling loads. Like, I think everyone was sort of sat on their phone during lockdown and just spending money on stuff they didn't need to. So I think it worked out quite well with that. And what
makes you when you was it just you needed to earn some money, or what
no,
was it?
I didn't need to. It was more just I didn't want to sit at home doing nothing. I'm very I can't sit still. I had to find something
cabin fever.
I was really bad. If I wasn't out on my bike for my designated hour or whatever it was.
Only designated 4 hours.
I just thought I need to find something to keep me busy. But it just went really well. Everyone started buying them. And then I ended up doing paintings of a few famous people like Michelle Keegan and Nicole Scherzinger, and they ended up sharing it on their Instagrams at the time. So I think that's what then got me loads of followers and things to start with. And then, I just kept doing it. And then the Warwickshire, I did go back to work for a little bit when they asked me to go back when the furlough finished.
Wasn't the same for a while, was it?
No, I absolutely hated it because we couldn't talk to any customers face to face, and that's what I enjoyed most about the job.
I mean, I think we're gonna look back in about 20 years' time, and when you were talking to somebody with a face mask on, it was like like that, because it was a weird time. But I understand when you go back as well, and you think, well, actually, pre-COVID, it was quite fun.
Yeah.
And I don't ever think it's sort of sorted itself out ever since, if I'm honest.
I don't think,
So what did you say to work then?
I just said, I was just honest and said,
this is shit.
Gonna, I just said I'm gonna try and do this. I can't come back because then it will stop me from doing what I'm actually really enjoying, and I think I can make it work. I think a lot of them at the time were a bit like, you'll be back in a few months, like you won't make money from being an artist, and I was like, I'm gonna prove you wrong.
Why is everyone's first instinct to think like that rather than just wishing people well? It's such a British
it's because they can see how much you enjoy it, and they're still stuck in this job that they don't enjoy, so they just want to be like, you'll be back soon.
So that's quite a good story in essence, is that COVID's come and it sort of give you a little bit of a kick to say, look, actually this is what you were meant to do, basically, rather than stand behind a desk or talking to people. So you go from painting pictures, and now you're doing all sorts of
12-foot walls.
How do you translate that, or go, right, okay, rather than just doing stuff here, I'm going to do a whole wall, or I'm going to do a ceiling or something like that?
I think a lot of the time it's just been different things people have asked me to do along the way. The first mural I did, it was just a hair salon. I think originally she asked if I could do a canvas, and then she was like, do you think you could paint it on the actual wall? And at the time I was like, I don't know, I've never done that before. And then I was like, do you know what, I'm just going to try it, I'll do it, I'll say yes to it. And then from then, I think everything that's come along, it's just been different random things, and I've just, every time I've said, I'll give it a go, I'll do it.
Do you ever, this is one thing that I've always wanted to ask people that do similar stuff to you, is do you ever get asked to do something then go,
there has been a few things,
like a request of, I don't know, like a dog with a dicky bow on or something like that?
I actually had one the other week. It's a gym that I'm painting at, and he wanted it all with like Buddhas and showing people's journey up some mountains and just sort of do the journey. But then at the end he was like, do you think you could paint Olaf the snowman in the middle? And I was like, no, that's not my style at all.
Buddha on a journey, but then...
And I think his way of looking at it was, come on, it'll be good for all the kids that come in, like, because there's a swimming pool there.
Okay.
So I was painting it really didn't want to be painting it.
Did you do it?
Yeah. And then I've had so many people message me like, I've just been into the gym, what's with the Olaf? And I'm just like, I was forced to do it.
But I reckon in terms of, like for kids, do you get a lot of requests from parents to do?
I've done quite a lot of kids' rooms. I've done like galaxy ceilings and aquariums and things like that. So
So give us a for anybody that's listening and watching, because it's not an obscure trade, but it's certainly different to sort of, you get people on here that painter decorators, and people always go, if you can paint, you can piss, and all that sort of stuff. And yours is very intricate sort of stuff, and it's how would you describe it? Because I don't want to insult in any way, because it's very. So
I think it's more like commercial art. So it's normally to match a company's brand, or like doing their logos and things for them. But then it's very, I don't know, it's hard to explain because every single one is just so different. It's different, But then there's a lot of salons
it's not
that
like
I've
just
done recently.
painting a house and you've done the four
just
walls or whatever. It's, it does take a lot of, and I don't want to do any other painter's disservice, because that's a skill in itself. But to come up with, I'm presuming you're the one coming up with somebody will tell you this is what I want, and then you come up with a
design for it.
I mean, just tell somebody listening and watching, because we get a lot of apprentices as well. We might have somebody that's in a similar situation, sat at a gym, hating life and thinking, actually, I wouldn't mind. I'm good at art. How do you come up with ideas, and sort of what's a typical day for you? And You know, what sort of sell what you do a little bit to somebody listening.
So typical day would normally be doing a few designs in the morning and invoices, everything like that. And then
are they sketch designs or?
I normally do them on my phone. I find that if I sketch them, they look absolutely nothing like what they end up looking like on the wall anyway. So.
He's really good at drawing this one.
Long time.
Yeah, he's done some good drawings.
What, like pencil drawings? Or, but yeah.
Pencil and ink.
Yeah.
See, I'm not.
And Biro, because he was on Blue Peter.
See, I'm not the best at doing pencil drawings. I think I'm better if I've got a massive
just go for
paint on. Yeah. And what else do I do in a day? I do a lot of site visits, going to look at places that have asked me to go and come up with some ideas.
And this is another one as well, because on here we always talk about like how you know, if you were doing painting, then you knew this is the size of the room and it's going to be that many tubs of paint and blah blah. But how do you even come up with a cost if you're thinking, well, I've got to paint a ginormous Olaf or however you pronounce it, snowman on the wall, and then I've got to do this, and how do you even account for that time?
I think I've just always based it from one of the first murals that I did, the size and the design of that, and then I've just gone off. Like if it's then double the size wall, I've doubled the price, and it is really difficult to price things up because, like you say, I don't know how much paint I'm going to end up using by the end of the day. It's just more based on the actual design rather than my time and the. I'm
always intrigued when I look at stuff like that, because I think, God, how would I even price that?
Yeah.
You know.
I'd say that's probably one of the hardest things.
Yeah. Do you ever get somebody where you've priced it and then they're like, that snowman's expensive?
No, I actually found a lot last year.
Yeah.
I was telling people the price and they were saying, "Oh, I thought you were going to be more than that." And then I feel like, oh no.
Yeah.
So this year I've actually put it up quite a lot and I haven't had anyone question it. So I'm like, oh, maybe we can go.
We'll cut that bit out. No one will ever know. They'll never know. But I mean, you know, that's a classic case with a lot of trades, and especially when you're first starting out, people just don't know how to. Yeah. Because sometimes you end up losing money on jobs because you just I didn't realise that's going to take me 2 whole weeks to do that. Yeah,
but I think because it's the sort of in between of artist and decorator. If you look at say paintings that are for sale in a gallery and they're this size and they're like £10,000, but then you've got a wall that someone would charge, I don't know, like £400 to paint just all in one colour. It's like finding the
balance between the
so I think that's why people haven't got a clue how much you're going to save when you.
It is crazy. It's crazy. I mean, you know, sort of. So you've done the leisure and tourism.
Yeah.
You've started. Well, you've left there, so I presume instantly you start your own business.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you know. How was that for you? Because we get a lot of people that come on, and I find some people are really keen to get in with their own business. Others struggle.
Yeah.
Some actually go back to working for other people, like whether that's the trades or whatever. How did you find that whole experience of, you know, going from the safety net of probably a cushy 9 to 5 or, you know, set certain hours to, you know, you've been doing these things online and now suddenly, you know, I'm buying a van or I'm you know, getting tools together and I'm going out and I'm doing these big projects. How did you find that whole process for yourself?
I think personally I just found it really exciting. I think because I was, like you say, just sat at a desk most of the time. Freedom. And I think because I just really enjoyed it at the start. I think I just put all my energy into it and just made it more exciting rather than seeming like work. I suppose that's probably because I started it during lockdown and it was just a bit of a hobby to keep me
busy.
Yeah, I think that's probably why when I then went into it as a full-time job, I just kept that same mentality of this is just
and
something fun to do.
How were you finding work at the start? Because that's another thing that I think people get the fear of, oh, if I start, when's the phone going to call, or how do I actually get customers?
Yeah.
You know, because yours is probably more niche than a plumber.
Yeah, I think my job before helped me massively with that because I was a sales manager. I just put these things into place that I knew I was going to stick by, with taking inquiries, and if I did ever go quiet, I knew exactly what I was going to do if...
Hit the phone.
Yeah, so yeah. So yeah, I think that's probably... maybe it was a good idea to get the other job first before going straight into doing it.
And would you say the social media side of things is probably like... Because if you think about it, if you had which social media did you start on first? Are you on all of them, or are you just...
Yeah, I think Instagram, maybe Facebook at the same time as well, but I don't really use Facebook that much anymore.
Yeah. So so you start your Instagram. Do you feel... Because I bang on about it so much, and I keep trying to tell people that listen and watch the podcast, look, I can't stress to you enough how important social media is, especially, you know, not just your work, so that people can see how good the stuff is that you're doing, but even if you're, you know, people go, how do you get a brand deal? You know, and people might go, oh, well, I only get free products, but free products is, you know, means you're not spending your money on there. So that extra money that you save, and that's how you sort of grow. But social media is so important, because how's somebody supposed to find you? And then if you just got a website, you've only got a few select jobs that you've done, like you're only ever going to show the good ones. Yeah. Whereas somebody can actually get to see you as a person, your sort of creativity come through on your social media. I mean,
I do think people 100% will buy a product just based on the person rather than the actual product. I think it's all about like
personality.
Yeah. If you don't put that out there on your social media, I don't know.
If it was just all pictures and...
Yeah, I've seen a lot of pages with different trades, and they've put all their like amazing work up, but you don't see...
Well, you're not explaining it either.
You don't know any story behind it, and I just think that's so important. I
always feel that, you know, because some people say, how can I improve my social? And I think if you come on there and you're passionate about something, people see that, and it sort of resonates more, and people think, oh, do you know what?
They want to sort of follow you on your journey then, don't they? And
But do you think if you hadn't have started the social media, that none of that would have happened, really? Because you wouldn't have had the platform to sell your products.
I don't know how I would have probably just been knocking on people's doors, I suppose. That's the only other way to... I think, Instagram helped me massively, and it's now evolved into more word of mouth, whereas the first year it probably was all coming through Instagram. Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely more word of mouth now. Yeah.
So do you still get inquiries come through?
Yeah.
And do you travel to different jobs, or is it just you try and...
So 2 years ago I bought my camper van. So this year I started pushing that a lot more on my social media, showing people that I've got the van.
At the beaches enjoying yourself. Does she do anything? She's always enjoying herself.
Yeah, since I've been starting to put that on my social media more, I've had so many places in like Norfolk, Cornwall saying, oh, can you
all
come
the nice places as well.
Yeah, so like all places next to beaches and... So then I'll just make like a little 2-day trip of it and paint and then go to.
You probably pick up a lot of followers as well who love like that sort of surfer camper,
like the camper van
lifestyle
and
stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's a good little crossover actually. But what else do you think I should get into, Jack?
Well, I was wondering when you go through the mural and you get towards the end, do you ever get to a stage and you think, oh fuck this? I'm not happy.
I do a lot with the I do ones that are sort of textured effect walls. There's a lot of salons that I've been doing recently that want those, and the first coat that I do always just looks horrific, and I stand back and I'm like, oh no, and then I've just got to keep doing loads of different coats on top of it until it looks okay. So I think those ones I don't really think I've had anywhere it's been like, say if I'm copying a picture of something or a logo for them, because I've got that image in my head that I'm doing before I start it, it always ends up looking like it, I suppose. But yeah, it's more the ones where I'm just doing a texture effect or something. Yeah.
What do you actually use materials-wise? Is it traditional artist paint?
No, it's just emulsion. Just matte emulsion. Yeah.
I get so emotional, baby. She's going to be there.
But again, with like the texture walls, I use filler on the wall first, just to make it all textured. I do sometimes use acrylic paint if it's... trying to think of when I'd use one with acrylic. It's more...
This is another thing where somebody that's going to be listening and thinks, oh, I wouldn't mind having a go at that. how do you even decide what you're going to use?
Yeah. Like, as in which paint I'm going to use?
Yeah, which paint, how, like...
I don't. I turn up with the most random selection of colours.
Just splash a bit on the wall.
Yeah, and as I'm going along, and I'll just mix them, and I don't pre-plan, like, oh, I need to take that exact one.
That's what I, you know, I'm semi-creative in that sense, but I always admire people that they can sort of just look at a canvas, like just that blank bit in their mind and go, right, okay, and they just start, and then it just evolves.
I think that's the scariest part, the first sort of 10 minutes of it, because you're like, oh no,
or the textured walls, extra layer. Oh, please look good. Please look good. Yeah, it's just...
do you ever worry that because you do it professionally, and it started off as a sort of personal hobby passion, do you ever worry that if you do it professionally for so long, you'll kind of lose the love of it?
Loads of people have asked me
Because
this.
it's other people's work.
I was worried that might happen, but I feel like that would have already happened by now if it was going to, I think.
What we should do is get you a mic on your thing, and then you can get involved like Jack Cam.
Jack Cam. Especially on the odd occasion, I actually have some sort of input. I can actually have an input on this one. Yeah. I'm talking about carpentry, I can't really say much.
He's good at the old art, Jack. Have you told?
Yeah, I think I do still love doing it. I don't think I've had a day where I've been like, oh, I've got to paint today, which is amazing when that's actually my job.
Because it does start to blur after a while. It's a bit like if you were a footballer and you play football every day and you used to play it because you enjoyed it, and now it's your job. There must come a time where the two
hopefully
sort of...
it doesn't. It hasn't yet.
Yeah, I think with your sort of line of work is because every day is probably a little bit different.
Yeah.
There's a bit more spontaneity in it.
And every single job is something.
It's probably harder to become. Whereas if you were just doing the normal standard style painting walls and stuff like that, I think you could quite easily.
Yeah, I definitely couldn't do that. I've had quite a lot.
Have you had a go?
I've had a lot of people say to me, "Oh, why do that? Or could you just paint all the other walls white?" And I'm like, "No,
that is not my game."
But yeah, I can't. Like, I've done my own like houses and things, painting white with a roller before, and I just hate it.
What don't you like about it? What's the?
I think it's just not actually producing. I feel like if I'm putting a white paint on a wall, I'm not painting anything. I don't know.
You could probably sell, you know, like some of the stuff that you see that sells for high value at art galleries. You know, probably now you just paint a white wall and be like, "Yeah, it's art."
Yeah.
Isn't it? Have you got anything else?
Well, do you turn down many jobs because you don't like what they would like?
Not really. I should have.
She can't say she can turn down a job now because she's painted bloody Olaf the Snowman.
There are ones that I should have said no to. I can't even think off the top of my head now which one. I've definitely, when I've got to it, I've been like, oh, why have I said yes to this? But yeah, I've never actually said no. I think I might have put the price up a lot more on some of them, hoping that they don't. And then they're like,
yeah, that's great. Yeah, and you're like, that's such a tradesperson's trick, isn't it? It's like, oh, I don't want this job. I'm just gonna, and then people go, that sounds quite reasonable. Yeah. I mean, have you got any more?
Like I said, if COVID had never happened,
she'd still be at the gym.
I would still be working at that golf club, I think.
You'd be in good shape.
Why am I not now?
No, well, I'm not saying. Don't get me into that conversation, especially with a lady. I'll never comment on that.
But yeah, I think I probably would still be there. I think because I don't know. I just think that's what I thought I was destined to do at the time.
I think you become any job that you stay at for a long period of time. It becomes like a comfy pair of slippers, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you just know that I'm going to get up, I'm going to go and do that, and that's fine. But I love hearing stories like that where COVID's hit, because we've had a lot of people that have come on and they're like, oh, I just started my social media for shits and giggles through COVID, and then now people have got, I don't know, like 1 million followers or something. It's unbelievable. But in terms of the future then, is there anything that you've got coming up, or anything that you want to achieve, or anything that you've got planned
I think
for what you
I
do?
really want to push the whole travelling artist thing and hopefully get into some of the countries doing it as well.
Yeah.
That would be the dream.
So I had a friend who does something similar to you called Laura, and she used to do murals in Saint-Tropez.
Okay.
So she was doing all that sort of stuff, and now she's in London doing it. And I was like, why did you leave Saint-Tropez? And she was just like, I just fancied a change. And I was like, so that'd be
that'd be the dream eventually.
Yeah.
Just, I
She
feel
was,
like
she was painting cherubs on walls, you know, like the
Oh really?
yeah, little cherubs and stuff like that with their fingers out. I said, basically that's why I classed it as. She was like, no, it's not that, it's this. So, but you'd like to travel with the camper?
Well, I think that'd be a bit difficult in some places.
Or would you abandon the camper and
I think I'd have to just
travel?
Yeah. But yeah.
Where's one place that you'd like to go if you could go?
It would be cool to go back to Australia and paint over there. That would be really cool. Because I feel like that's the same sort of vibe as a lot of my work. The surfery dude paintings.
Oh, that's a good thing to have. I mean, what else?
Well, I'm just wondering what your perfect design environment would be if someone
on a beach in Oz.
Yeah.
Just painting.
Yeah, I do like painting outside. I think I think I like that because I like talking to people while I paint, whereas I think a lot of people don't like that.
Would you ever paint like scenery image stuff or?
Yeah, I have done in the past. It's only really been when I've been commissioned to do it though. It's not something I'd start doing.
What's your favourite? So if you had any choice to do one thing, whether it's a mural or whatever, what would it be?
A mural with loads of like botanical leaves. I think that's my favourite thing to paint. So yeah, I've done quite a lot like that as well.
Is it because of the detail that you've got to?
Yeah, I think I just really like how it ends up looking in the end. I think that all the ones that are my favourites have had leaves on them. So
What was your favourite thing to do, Jack?
Faces.
Portrait.
Like photorealism, anything that's any way abstract.
He would have been good. You know where they say, "Can you give me a description of the attacker?" He honestly, you would be really good at that.
Too good at that.
Oh yeah, have to show
Have
it.
you tried like graffiti?
Kind of. I've done a couple of murals that have been graffiti style. So I've used a mixture of cans and paintbrushes.
I'll tell you who needs your services.
Who?
Mark. Because you know when he's got the lockup down at the farm. Because he said to me, he says, I've got this wall out. He says, and I don't know what to do with it. I said, why don't you, because he loves, obviously he's a plumber, and his little thing is called Real World Plumbing.
Oh, okay.
And he's got this logo for it. I said, why don't you get that
and put it on
graffitied or painted onto the wall?
Yeah.
There we go. Look at that. There we go. Just don't tell him it's 10 grand.
Can you do anything like collaborations or work like if you've got some guy that you know is plastering the wall and then you go in and, or is it just?
Yeah, I have done a few different collaborations. I think.
Mark can't even offer to do the plumbing for you because you're in the camper.
Yeah.
He'd be like, oh, no.
I think it would be really cool to do a collaboration with someone that does work like you do. Yeah. You know, where like you do a portrait and then I do all the splashy paint stuff around it and do it as like a.
You ever thought about you could do like?
I'm not good at working with others.
Well, no, you just do your bit and then send it to me. We wouldn't have to. We wouldn't have to be with each other while we paint it.
No, but to be fair, if you did like sort of faces on a wall, that'd be quite.
During COVID, my local gym closed, and the guy who owns it, I spoke to him. He said, "Can you do me some paintings, some murals?" And he always liked the old 80s cartoons like He-Man, Popeye and Johnny Bravo. So I went in, I measured it, I just got some MDF boards, took them home, painted them, and then they just stuck them on the wall. So again, during COVID, kind of. And people were like, I've got some extra money, I'm going to do a bit of decorating, can you do me a few paintings? So yeah, similar.
Just think what you could have been, Jack. I know. You can blame that on me. I brought him in. I've made it comfortable for him. So what?
Still do it now?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
You could fire me out. Oh, you can't fire me.
I can't fire you now. I've fired myself.
Yeah.
Oh, So, I mean, what we like to do as well around about this time is it's almost like a bit of a Jerry Springer style final thought. So for anybody listening and watching, you can either shamelessly plug yourself, which only one person's ever done, which was Rye Davis. Shout out to Rye if you're watching. Or you could sort of offer some advice, or you could say, I wish I'd have done this, or, you know, if you're worried about doing something similar and, you know, you're sat at a desk and you don't want to be sat at the desk, Jack, then you can, you know, just, it could be absolutely anything. It hasn't got to be, you know, anything.
Okay.
Like that. What would you suggest?
I think if anyone else is out there looking at doing the same sort of thing, or if they've been thinking about it for ages and just don't feel like they can do it, I just think keep telling yourself that, I don't know how to word it.
That you can.
I just think if you've got that much passion behind it, I think that's why you will just, whatever comes up, you'll get through it because you have got that passion.
I mean, when you first started, then were you telling yourself like, oh, I don't know whether I'm good enough to do this, or were you thinking, oh, am I going to be able to do it? Is that? I
did a little bit, but I think it was always overridden by me being like, no, I can do this. Like, I'm gonna go out and smash it today.
I always find some people, I'm very much like that, is I'll just get it done. Doesn't matter how, even if that, I don't know, flower looks like a banana, I'm gonna figure it out. But some people are slightly more introvert and you know, they question themselves all the time. I mean, how would you say to somebody then to overcome that and
just keep practicing in your spare time, I suppose. I probably had.
Is that something that you were still doing in COVID and stuff? Or was
it was just during COVID. Once I started doing it properly as a job, I didn't really get any spare time to practice doing it. But having that, I can't remember how long it was now until. Was it about 6 months that we were in lockdown?
I think the first one was about 3. Then we had Eat Out to help out, didn't we? Which, you know, if you've got a fucking virus, no disrespect, Rishi, you know, what a stupid idea. I mean, it helped hospitality, leisure and tourism. Yeah. You would have done really well then, but what a goony idea. And then I think we went into second lockdown, wasn't it?
We had Christmas off, but then Boxing Day.
Yeah, it went back into...
Oh, yeah.
And that was the one that felt really long, and it was about 4 months, wasn't it, till like the April or...
And was that when they then started, you could go out, but you had to be home by 10 o'clock?
And then it was the one where you went on holiday, and as soon as you landed anywhere, it was like, you had one of them things up your nose and in your mouth. And you could only go to certain places, couldn't you? And you could only travel if you'd been jabbed 900 times. Yep. Oh, God, honestly, we're going to look back on this and be like, what an absolute joke.
Yeah. My daughter asks about it sometimes, and when I'm telling her, I can hear myself what I'm saying, and I'm like, "Did that actually happen?"
Like it feels like a blur, doesn't it? But life's gone so quick since then. Just want to say a big thank you to Rhino Trade Insurance, who are now our official insurance partner, and to go hand in hand with that, they have given us a cheeky little discount code across all of their policies. So when you are filling out a form online and trying to get a quote or speaking with a team member, all you have to do is give the code TRADELEGENDS to get an exclusive discount across all of their policies. Go on then. So what happened on the TikTok account?
So I set up the TikTok probably just after the Instagram and just started putting similar videos on there. But at the time I was painting a lot of women, and a lot of them were like naked, and I think because they were getting a lot of attention on there, I kept putting them on there.
Kept painting more, yeah.
But then I put one up, but it was the first mural that I ever painted, and it was a woman leaning back, and you could see her ribs on show. And I just got absolutely terrorised on TikTok by loads of American women saying, she only paints skinny women, where's the
fat shamers?
Yeah. And it was insane. They were just like, there was like, I think there was like 5 million likes on it in the end. Yeah. And I had to turn off the comments because every time I went on my phone, I was getting anxiety because I was like, what's the next one going to say? Like, so I just turned them off in the end. And yeah, I don't really go on TikTok that much anymore.
Oh,
but
we don't worry about them.
It's ended up getting me loads of, like, I had commissions in America that I sent off. Some of the jobs that I've had, like one of the ones in Norfolk came through TikTok. So it's still going, I still get people like that video like every day. It's still going viral, even just from that.
I mean, I used to hate TikTok because I just thought it was a cesspit.
Yeah.
But actually, it is quite useful. And I found that the people actually now who are biggest on Instagram were the ones that started TikTok around about lockdown. And what ended up happening was, do you remember Instagram was mainly sort of like, it wasn't really reels at the time.
Yeah,
it was mainly pictures. And then TikTok came along, and obviously Zuckerberg went, oh, let's copy TikTok. And then what was happening was anything that was hitting on TikTok, people would put the same video on Insta and it would just fly. And certain people were big on TikTok, but then blew up even more on Instagram. Yeah. But TikTok is a bit of a cesspit. But if you were getting grief from America, it's just because most people, you know, obviously carrying a bit too much timber over there, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Oh,
yeah, I didn't know whether to put up for the videos after, just to sort of say, right, you happy now? Are you going to buy this painting of this person?
But it is difficult, and I think this is another thing that puts people off, because you, like I said to you, I try and tell people all the time, social media, because it helped this company grow so much. But then when that happens, obviously you don't. I presume you don't use TikTok anymore.
Not really.
But you should.
But I should, yeah.
And just do what Mark does, because Mark turns the comments off, doesn't he? Or he
doesn't read them.
He just posts and then just doesn't.
I should do that.
No, yeah. Don't let it stop you. I mean, if you're getting everybody angry, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Why did it give you anxiety?
It was more just. I don't know.
When it's relentless,
yeah,
though,
I just wasn't used to getting that sort of feedback from the paintings I was doing.
So
and normally if I put a video up and everyone's like, "Oh, this is amazing!" Like every time I do that on Instagram, it's always really positive, and it's the first time I ever started getting any
since the Orange Man's got back in. Is it that Sydney Sweeney that's doing the ads with the jeans on now, and it's going all back to skinny women again? So you'd be fine.
Yeah, I'll be fine now.
You'd be fine. Don't worry about it. So, kids, don't worry about TikTok comments. Just don't look at them.
Just ignore them.
Just ignore them. But no, I wanted to say thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Luckily, you're just down the road, so that's nice and easy.
It wasn't too far.
And to everybody else who's listening and watching, give us a like, a subscribe, because it really helps the channel get to interview great people like Gemma, and it helps us out along the way. So